A wave of headlines shook Southeast Asia this week. Reports suggested that China may be building a military base at Scarborough Shoal. Social media posts and satellite photos added fuel to the story. The news spread quickly, raising alarms from Manila to Washington. Rumors pointed to new construction, radar installations, and even runways. Filipino officials went on alert. Fishermen shared stories of strange ships and barriers. International media began asking tough questions. Is China really militarizing Scarborough Shoal? Or is this just another round of tense rhetoric? The Philippine Navy faced mounting pressure to clarify the truth. The stakes are high. Scarborough Shoal sits at the heart of the South China Sea dispute. Any military buildup could shift the balance in the region. The world is watching, waiting for facts over speculation. Scarborough Shoal is a triangle-shaped reef in the South China Sea. It stands about 220 kilometers west of Luzon, the Philippines' main island. The shoal is rich in fish, making it vital for local livelihoods. Its shallow waters and ring of rocks form a natural harbor. But Scarborough Shoal is not just about fishing. It is also a strategic gateway. Whoever controls the shoal holds a key position in the region. Naval ships, aircraft, and coast guards often patrol its waters. This tiny reef has become a symbol of national pride and sovereignty. The shoal holds importance for both Manila and Beijing. For the Philippines, it is within their exclusive economic zone. For China, it is part of their sweeping 9-line claim. This overlapping interest makes Scarborough Shoal a flashpoint. Local fishermen have relied on these waters for generations. Today, their access is often restricted. This small, rocky outcrop is now at the center of global attention. The latest rumors began with new satellite images. Some analysts claimed to spot construction equipment near the shoal. Others said they saw what looked like military structures. Online forums and security blogs picked up the story, suggesting China was building a base. Fear spread that Scarborough Shoal might become the next militarized outpost. Previous Chinese bases, like those in the Spratlys, have airstrips and missile systems. Could Scarborough be next? The Philippine public and its allies demanded answers. But with every claim comes a need for verification. Satellite images can be unclear. Weather, waves, and shadows may cause confusion. The risk of misreading the data is real. Still, the story gained momentum. Politicians and pundits issued strong statements. The Philippine Navy soon stepped forward to address the speculation. In a press briefing, the Philippine Navy made its position clear. There is no ongoing construction at Scarborough Shoal, said Navy spokesperson Commodore Roy Vincent Trinidad. He explained that recent images showed only ships, no cranes or buildings. Top defense officials echoed this message. We have not seen any military base or permanent structure, said Vice Admiral Toribio Adachi Jr. The Navy said it routinely monitors the area using patrol ships, aircraft, and satellite images. The Navy also noted that Chinese vessels are often present. These include Coast Guard ships and maritime militia boats. However, presence does not equal militarization. The Navy called for careful analysis of all evidence. False alarms can increase tension. The Navy urged the public and media to avoid spreading unverified information. Their message: stay alert, but stick to the facts. Scarborough Shoal has long been disputed. Back in 2012, a tense standoff between Chinese and Philippine ships made global headlines. Both countries claimed sovereignty. The Philippines took the dispute to international court. Then, in 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague ruled in favor of the Philippines. The tribunal stated that Scarborough Shoal is within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. It also declared China's so-called 9-line claim had no legal basis under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. However, China rejected the ruling. Chinese ships remained at the shoal. The Philippines continued to call for international support and legal solutions. The 2016 decision remains a cornerstone of Manila's position. It gives the Philippines a strong legal argument, but without enforcement, the dispute continues on the water. Chinese presence at Scarborough Shoal has increased in recent years. Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels often patrol the area. Satellite images show ships moving in and out of the lagoon. At times, large numbers of Chinese boats have gathered there. This ship presence sends a message. China wants to show control without building permanent structures. Patrols are regular, and Filipino fishermen report being blocked or turned away. The situation is tense, but stops short of open conflict. The Philippine Navy and Coast Guard conduct their own patrols. They check on fishermen, monitor foreign ships, and gather evidence. Each side tries to avoid direct confrontation, but the risk is never far away. China's strategy appears to be gray zone operations, asserting influence without escalation. Still, the presence of so many ships worries local communities and international observers. For Filipino fishermen, Scarborough Shoal is both a lifeline and, honestly, a danger zone. Many report being chased, harassed, or even sprayed with water cannons by Chinese ships. Videos and testimonies document these encounters. Some boats have been damaged and, well, livelihoods are at risk. In 2023, a high-profile incident made headlines. The Chinese Coast Guard installed a floating barrier across the lagoon's entrance. Filipino fishermen filmed the barrier, showing how it blocked their access. The Philippine Coast Guard later removed part of it in a symbolic act of defiance. These incidents highlight growing tension. Each one triggers diplomatic protests and sharp words. Fishermen feel caught in the middle of a geopolitical struggle. Their stories really give a human face to the larger dispute. Despite the risks, many Filipinos continue to fish at Scarborough. Their courage and resilience are central to the national narrative. The Philippines is not standing still. The Navy and Coast Guard have stepped up patrols around Scarborough Shoal. New radar and satellite systems help monitor foreign vessels. The armed forces keep a close watch for any sign of construction or unusual activity. Diplomacy is also a key weapon. The Philippines files regular protests with Beijing over illegal presence and harassment. At the same time, Manila works closely with allies. Joint patrols with the United States, Australia, and Japan send a message of unity. The government knows that accurate information is vital. Misinformation can trigger panic or diplomatic crises. That's why officials stress the need for careful reporting and clear communication. For now, the Philippine approach is to deter escalation, protect fishermen, and uphold international law. The game is complex, but Manila is determined to defend its rights. China insists it has indisputable sovereignty over Scarborough Shoal in the South China Sea. Chinese officials say their patrols are legal and aimed at protecting their territory. They also claim to respect the rights of Filipino fishermen, but only under Chinese law. Recently, China declared Scarborough Shoal a marine nature reserve. This move is seen as a soft power tactic to justify ship presence and limit access. Critics argue it does little to ease tensions. The South China Sea is a global shipping route. Trillions of dollars in trade pass through each year. The world's eyes are on Scarborough Shoal because any conflict could disrupt commerce and security. Both sides are under pressure from their citizens and allies. The United States has reaffirmed its defense commitments to the Philippines. Other regional players worry about escalation. The stakes go far beyond fish and coral. The latest rumors of a Chinese military base at Scarborough Shoal triggered global concern, but after careful review, the Philippine Navy found no evidence of construction or militarization. Only ships, not buildings, are present. Official statements have calmed fears, at least for now. Accurate, responsible reporting is more important than ever. False alarms can spark real conflict. The situation at Scarborough Shoal remains tense, but facts must guide both policy and public opinion. Both the Philippines and China continue to assert their claims. International law, alliances, and open communication are key to avoiding escalation. The world will keep watching this small but vital reef. For now, the Philippine Navy's message is clear: stay vigilant, but do not mistake patrols for permanent militarization. The truth matters, and so does peace in the South China Sea.